masculine qualities of concentration, and also concentration is an aspect of penetration, and the negative feminine qualities, by the way, and this speaks to the mass immaturity of women at large. The negative feminine doesn't want to be penetrated by truth. That's what it is. And so, and then they demonize it. And so when you see all these people freaking out about Trump getting elected.
Donald J. Trump is now president of the United States. President Obama is the ex-president. And Mr. Trump, for the moment,
it's like whatever you think about his politics, not to the point, but he gets this masculine projection from people because he's so ballsy. He just says whatever he wants, and that can be his own problem, but he doesn't give a fuck. And he just will fling his phallus out. That's what he's doing. It's this like phallic thing. And so the working class of America, like, yeah, there's not this intellectual, and all these, you see these like people of my generation, oh my God, Donald Trump, no, he's such an evil man. It's like,
I am so sorry to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
Well,
you
what
can't just no phallus, this is a weird psychological.
Because you have to, nature abhors a vacuum. So what does this generation of women want to be penetrated by? If the truth is something they don't, there's got to be something else that they do, right?
Well, this is in part
is
what
it just
then brings them
comfortable
into
illusions, or what do you think?
Well, it's like and I think it's part of an animus problem too, because a lot of women are possessed by a negative animus, and this is in part to the taking women out of their own feminine qualities. This is a whole thing unto itself, and it's connected to movement of feminism. It's connected to the pill, and to whatever degree that fucks with women's natural sensitivity to their own cycles. There's all kinds of things that pull women, and even the way that women pursue education. So like, yeah, okay, women are going into education, but it's based on a mode of educational training and development that really suits men better, like going into school, going to college. It's not in alignment with natural cycles, and it's not connected to this more intuitive quality. So when you take women out of themselves, it's like their own interior masculine can possess them really easily and start eating off her psychic energy. And so what this means is that women have a negative animus problem that's in the unconscious, and the negative animus is a kind of raping demon. But then women are not conscious of how they are being killed off their own interior uniqueness.
Well, what does that look like? Like make up an example. There's I was gonna say Betty, but nobody. But this is in the 40s, so Stacy.
Yeah.
Stacy's a 20-year-old girl. Maybe she's in college. What's that psychological complex? What's going on with that animus thing?
Well, let's say she's cut off from her feminine qualities, whatever. She's not focused on anything that we would consider feminine in nature. She's not tuned into the relational faculty. She's not connected to her own eros as the source of her own vitality. She's focused on.
Could you explain eros a little bit?
Eros is the life energy that is like that direct connection into aliveness. I mean, this is what really draws men to women. It's the vital spark of life. That's what the women. So
it's like desire,
the feminine.
But there's more to it than just desire.
It's not just desire. I mean, that's part of the, let's say, the immediate instinctual level of it. But it's passion. It's that which makes you alive with life. But it's also like, if I have a cup of tea and I just really sit and drink the tea, and I'm really in the sensuality of that experience. It's the ability to find richness in materiality, in the experience right now. It's embodied, it's of the body. And so when women are taken out of that, if they get overtaken by their minds in the negative way, and so it's like the negative qualities of the masculine are pulling her out of her own feminine life and are atrophying her capacity to center in that as part of her identity.
So how does the mind take over in this example? What's
well, it's like, I got to do this, like whatever is more of the masculine thing of, I got to achieve all this, and this is the goal, and it's a very calculated, even, I mean, the 9 to 5
sort of
thing,
like the boss babe sort of idea.
Yeah, and it's not that a woman couldn't be ambitious, because that's not really to the point either. I mean, some women just have that I mean, and even if you're an ambitious woman, it's just even more of a struggle, because eventually she, you know, she has to integrate the animus anyway, and so ambitious women can work with that, but it means that they have to grapple with the animus problem. It's the same thing for men. You know, they can have if men carry with them a deep interior sensitivity that can be turned into inner gold and make them quite a whole person, but it means they usually have to wrestle with the anima in a way that's more potent in that life than the regular average Joe or something who's just living the more masculine straight line, straight edge thing. But you know, if it keeps a woman in, like, okay, the masculine looks out into the future, the feminine brings it back down into right now in the fullness of life as it is right now. So if you're constantly out here looking, then there's no, where is the enjoyment or the aliveness or the beingness of life as it is here right now? And what we see too is women, this postpartum depression and anxiety, which is an experience that thrusts women into their instinctuality, is like on the rise. And some women get taken over by the qualities of instinctual femininity, which they've been completely disassociated from. And in that case, the mother demon comes and eats them. We're hearing more and more of these stories of women, just they're normal, everyday women. They give birth and then they kill themselves. Something cracks open in the psyche of this inversion of the natural force of life.
And you think is that they're living so much out of alignment with that it's such a huge leap that's why they
it's like their whole system has to come back down, because that's what giving birth does. It brings you down into instinctuality. Motherhood is a very taxing instinctual process. It takes you out of even just what we were speaking about before we started the interviews, that the mind atrophying. I mean, the actual cognitive processes start, it's like you can't be that. That's why in the integrity of male-female relationship, it's like the mother takes care of the children and then the man supports the mother. And that's it, rather than it getting all, and women can go, oh, my husband doesn't understand just how difficult it is. And it's like, of course not, because he doesn't bear this particular cross of this instinctual thrusting, this natural density and instinctuality that comes with this process.
That was a clip from my recent interview with Risa on the anima and the animus. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like on the video and consider checking out the full interview, which you can find over here.